doing, class of 2013? My name is Mr. Clifford. I'm going to be your AP government teacher for the whole year. The first thing I want to do is apologize for not being here today. You know, the first and second day are the most important days of the entire year, and I know me not being here is kind of weird, so I apologize. Now, I made this video in place of me actually being there, but I want you to pretend I'm actually in the room. The first thing I want to tell you is I'm super excited about teaching the class of 2013, all right? If you're just half as excited as I am, we're going to be fine. This first period government class is going to be my favorite class. We got an election year, we're going to learn all about the presidency, electoral college, we're going to have a bunch of debates, we're going to get a lot into this stuff, and best of all, I have a whole year to teach you. Right? In my econ class, I have just micro and macro. I had to cover 2 full AP classes in 1 year, but you guys have got a 1 year, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce myself, talk about who I am, what I'm into, and then we'll start talking about the actual course. All right, so take a look. Like I said, my name is Mr. Clifford. I was born and raised in Escondido, and I'm still here, still in Escondido. Still here for my whole life. I actually like Escondido. In fact, I went to San Pasqual High School. Right? I'm an Eagle. So I had Mr. Whitehead, I had Mr. Carter, I had all these other teachers that you might actually have as well. When I was here at San Pasqual, I was a football player, and I got a scholarship to play at Kentucky State University my freshman year. And that was pretty fun. But after that, I got injured, and so I decided to go to University of Illinois, which was great. It's a Big Ten school, and it's awesome. And that's where I met my wife, Paula. Right, from there, I went to Cal State San Marcos to get my teaching credential. And in 2011, I just finished my master's degree in economic education from the University of Delaware. Now, on top of that, I also grade the AP exams as well. So for the last 5 years, I went to Cincinnati, or before that, Lincoln, Nebraska, to go grade AP tests. So another thing I do on the side is I teach teachers how to teach AP economics. And so I'm a college board consultant, which means I go around the country and I teach other teachers. So this summertime, I led 5 summer institutes, right? 1 in the University of Georgia, 1 in Las Vegas, 1 in Phoenix, 1 in San Diego, and 1 actually up in the LA area. Now, of all these things, all of them are great, but the one that's the most important one is this last one. Take a look down here. I'm the proud parent of 4.9 kids. The reason why I say 0.9 is because my wife is pregnant and she's due in about 3 weeks. In fact, funny thing, at my last workshop, someone from the back says, "Hey, you need a new pastime." And he's probably right. Take a look. This is a picture of my family. Now, if you guys didn't go, "Aww," I'm going to be super disappointed. Even the guys. In fact, right now, everyone do that, all right? Everyone in this room, all right? Same time, look at the picture and say, "Aww." No, I'm serious. Do it louder. "Aww." Good. We're going to get to know each other a lot more than that, but that was just a quick introduction to who I am. Now let's talk about the class. Now usually the first day of school I spend a lot of time talking about the syllabus and we go over the rules of the class and what the class is all about. Instead, I'm going to do that stuff tomorrow. Today we're going to talk about something different. I'm going to talk about why you're actually in AP government. Right? What is this class actually going to give you? Why are you here? You're going to find out in your economics class that economics is the study of choices. Right? So what is government? Study of, when we boil it down to the simplicity, it's the study of power. The Founding Fathers spent a lot of time thinking about power, how to split up power, how do you divide power, how do you set it up so it checks and balances itself, how do you organize society, right? James Madison in the Federalist Papers said, if men were angels, we wouldn't need a government. But men aren't angels. Men are greedy, corrupt, power-hungry. How do you solve this problem? How do you organize a system that is going to make sure things get done? I got a hilarious video I want you to take a look at. It's from The Onion, all right? The Onion is the fake news. I'm going to be using a bunch of their stuff. The reason why you're taking AP Government is so you will not become one of these people. All right? Take a look.
As you know, there's a presidential election coming up just around the corner, in fact, which can be a very difficult day for the millions of us who just couldn't care less.
Well, joining us to help us make it through election 2008 is Today Now political correspondent Dan Carlisle.
Dan, good to see you again, buddy. How you doing?
We're doing well, thank you.
You got to help us out here, my friend, because all those informed people with their judgmental looks come election day, I mean, I just don't think I can spend another year dealing with that. Can you help?
Absolutely. Luckily, it's actually pretty simple to pretend you care about the electoral process.
Really?
Try something like this. Invite some friends over for dinner, have the news on when they show up. then apologize as you turn off the TV and say, I promise I won't talk about politics tonight.
I
Okay.
like that. Very
All
direct
right.
yet very simple. But what if they ask you, you know, are you a
Democrat
or the other one?
Right. Don't panic. Just use one of these political non-opinions I brought.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
All right.
I like that.
Seems easy enough.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Here's another simple thing to do. Talk about how sad it is that some people refuse to get involved in politics.
Right.
Blaming others for being uninformed is always a great way of seeming informed yourself.
Yeah, no, I like that. But what if they corner you on one of these like political issues, like, well, health care?
Oh, hold on, my phone's vibrating.
Oh, okay.
no.
Well,
I apologize.
We'll wait.
Okay, and I've got you. See what happened there? That's a phone fake out.
Ah,
It wasn't really vibrating. Use that to get out of a political question that's just too difficult to answer.
Well, now that's great for these coming weeks, but Dan, what about Election Day?
First step, go to our website. All right,
Yeah.
we have a great tool there which allows you to print out an I voted sticker. So during work, you go act like you voted, you come back, you wear the sticker.
Right, and questions don't need to be asked anymore because you're right up front with
It says it right there, it says I
Yeah.
voted. Be sure you come back, though, with the poll anecdote.
Yeah. What's the poll anecdote?
It's a story or observation that you come back after you're done fake voting. You wouldn't believe it, they had my last name misspelled at the polling station.
Ah,
Something like that. You
okay.
see how that was specific, but not so specific that someone could check it out?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I ended up in line right behind my old college roommate works. The roof caved in doesn't.
But what if, despite all that, they still just don't believe that you went to the polls that day?
You got to up the ante again, Jim.
Yeah.
Here, scroll a quick child's drawing on a piece of paper, something like this here. You can use marker, crayon, or crayons, nothing too sophisticated. Then, say to your voting friend, I pulled this off the wall at the elementary school. I couldn't resist. It was just so cute.
Oh, that is, you did this yourself then?
Yes, I made this one.
Well, now, after all you've told us, there is no excuse to not vote.
Yes, absolutely. Every single person out there can take part in pretending to take part in the political process.
Dan, we
so
got to have you
relieved.
back in November because we will not know what to say about who won.
I'll be here.
I'm not going to say a word till I've talked to you.
That's smart.
All right, Dan, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dan.
And when we come back, three-time Grammy Award winner Shenandrana.
Okay, it's time for a really quick activity. What I want you to do is I want you to take a piece of paper, I want you to cut it in half and give half to your partner. Right? You're sitting in twos, right, in pairs, person on the right-hand side, left-hand side, and give your partner a piece of paper, all right? Go ahead and do that. Hurry, let's go. Here's a question for you, right? I want you to spend, let's say, 2.5 minutes. You're going to write completely on your own. Don't talk to your partner. Don't talk to anyone around you. Here's the question, all right? Here we go. Why is America the greatest country in the world? All right, I want you to think and try to be super specific. What is it that makes America the greatest country in the world? Okay. All right. What I want you to do right now is this. You're going to share out with your partner, the person sitting next to you. Person on the right-hand side, I want you to lean over. I want you to tell them, what did you write on your piece of paper? Right? Tell them specifically what you wrote. And the other person share back with them. Give you a few minutes. Go for it. Great. All right. Bring it in. I'm going to show you a real quick clip from The Newsroom, which is a TV show on HBO, all right, where they talk about answering this question. Take a look at this.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Well, why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so smart, how come they lose so damn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the f*** you're talking about. Yosemite? Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men, men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Whoa. Well, if you think about it, Yosemite actually is pretty cool. First of all, I want to get this straight out of there. I don't want you going running home and telling your parents, I have this government teacher who hates America. He thinks it's the worst country in the world. No, not at all. Actually, America is the greatest country in the world. If you think about it, right? We've got the highest GDP in the world, and we did the best in the Olympics. Boom! The reason why I showed the clip is because I wanted you to see the very end where we talked about what once made us great. I think there's 2 things that make us great, and that's why I showed you the clip. Number 1 is the freedom of speech, right? The fact that somebody can criticize a country as an answer to a question like this is awesome, right? There's so many other countries in the world where you cannot criticize the government or you can't criticize the country. The fact that we have that is a great, wonderful thing. The second thing, which is actually more important, because the first one is just a bunch of opinion, the second one is when people are informed. If people are informed in our country, if people understand what they're talking about, if they use the freedom of speech with informed knowledge and informed decision making, then we have a great country. It's when people are not informed and they have all these opinions, but they're not informed is when we have a problem. And I don't want you to be part of the problem. I want you to be part of the solution. The point here is really simple. You need to be informed, and society needs you to be informed. That's the only way we're going to solve any of the problems that we have as a country. And that's the reason why you're in this course. The next thing I have for you is absolutely a hilarious video I found on College Humor. Now, watching the video, it's called If the Other Party Won, and it was referring to 4 years ago when there was the election between Barack Obama and John McCain. And it's going to say, what would life be like if the Democrats won, and what's life like if the Republicans won, based on the view from the other side. The video is obviously way over the top, and it's going to bring in a lot of controversial concepts, which I'm not afraid of. Right? I'm not going to be afraid of those things in this class, because you guys are seniors. We're going to talk about difficult concepts in this class, and I don't want you to shy away from them. All right? So watch this video.
Now, fire is the heat and light given off by a chemical reaction. Which flame do you think is hotter, the yellow or the blue? Oh, yellow! No, I'm sorry, Caitlin. Come on up here and pay your wrong answer tax. Anyone else?
I'm not old enough to read.
Oh, Kumbaya, you are so cute. Here's your scholarship to Yale. Valedictorian.
Hey! Thank you, Mrs. Lady.
I have a headache. Can you go see the nurse?
Sure. You just need to fill out the paperwork.
How was your abortion today, honey?
Fine. Like the rest, I guess.
Well, 10 is a big milestone, so we got you a gift.
Aw, thanks, Mom. Mom. Dad married a box turtle.
We bought back your carbon footprint.
Can I go watch porno now?
After you finish your joint.
That's when Christ our Lord wrote the Constitution with his blood, sending every homosexual to jail. Y'all know this. USA! Hell yeah! Now, you have the state history test and math test this morning, and the state English and patriotism test after lunch. You can't poo unless you pass the state bathroom test, and remember, you will be tested on all these tests in the test next week.
There's nothing on this paper.
Well, there ain't enough money in the budget for ink.
I'm sorry to interrupt, miss, but the following students have been drafted. Brian, James, Lisa, let's go.
Say hey to my husband for me.
Come on, hop step. Pick up those feet, you little shit.
My head hurts.
Sorry, honey, you can't see the nurse. You're not covered. Oh, shoot, more must have hit the electric fence. All right, 20-minute recess.
Nancy, this polar bear you killed is delicious. You can barely taste the oil.
Caitlin, dear, will you please turn up the air conditioners?
And how was your day?
Okay. I missed the Hummer this morning, and then it was a little cloudy.
Sweetness, you know better than to criticize your country.
Which she loves.
For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that that video contained a lot of controversial stuff. All right? On both sides. It's making fun of both sides equally. And we're going to be talking about things in this class that are controversial. So again, I don't want you running home to your parents and saying, Mr. Clifford thinks this or Mr. Clifford thinks that. Not at all. We're going to have good, honest, adult conversations in our class. So I want you to get ready for it. Since we're kind of on the topic, let's talk about another thing. I am purposely going to withhold my political views from you guys. I want you to walk out of this class with your own views, not my views. So I'm going to do my very best to try to make fun of both parties equally. Right? This class is going to be a blast. If you're just half as excited as I am, we're going to be fine. All right? See you tomorrow.